It is Hockey Hall of Fame induction night. Alongside our hockey insider, Pierre LeBrun, I'm Gino Reda. Pierre, 5 players and 2 builders going into this year. I want to talk a little bit about the builders. And there's a bit of a theme in terms of there are some icy relationships. Let's begin first up with Colin Campbell. Better part of a half century involved in the NHL, 11 as a player. Then he was on the bench where he was an assistant coach with the Rangers when they won the Cup, and then as an executive for parts of the last 3 decades. And he goes in on the same night that a guy he suspended on 3 different occasions for a grand total of 8 games, Jeremy Roenick, is also going in.
Well, I guess you got to think enough time has passed for those 2 guys are fine with it by now, and they've said that all weekend. But, you know, listen, I think we have to be honest about this, because when Colin Campbell was announced as part of this class, I think there were a lot of hockey fans who weren't thrilled with it. And I think that goes hand in hand with the job that he has had for 25 years.
You're never going to be everybody's favorite.
Yeah, and so, you know, some people may be feeling that he should have got this honor only after he retired and left the league. It's not how it works. You don't announce to the Hall of Fame when they're going to pick you. You don't have no choice in the matter. And the reality is, you know, you don't have to agree with everything Colin Campbell has done in hockey operations during this last quarter century. However, there have been a lot of important changes under his stewardship. You think of Rule 48. You think of the offensive changes coming out of the 0405 lockout. Absolutely. So, again, the selection committee felt it important to honor that.
And speaking of icy relationships, which apparently now, according to an article that you recently wrote, it has now been mended, but we have 2 Predators going in. Shea Weber, obviously in the players category, David Poile, the winningest general manager, going in the builders category. Have they mended the relationship that they had during their time in Nashville?
Yeah, they both say they absolutely have, but they also don't deny that it was, as you say, icy for many years. And there's a couple of reasons for that. Shea Weber, as I talked to him this past week for that piece in The Athletic, said that he was blindsided by the trade from Nashville to Montreal. He did not see it coming, did not get a heads up, and for many years that hurt, to use his words.
But he also blindsided his GM.
This is it. So, and listen, Shea acknowledges that now in retrospect, that he understands that David Poile, 4 years prior to the trade, back in July 2012, himself felt blindsided by the 14-year, $110 million offer sheet with the Philadelphia Flyers. Now, Shea Weber will tell you, and I believe him, to him it was a means to an end. The Predators back then were frugal. Shea Weber is one of the best defensemen in the world, and he wanted to get paid, as he should. Yeah. But he wanted to stay in Nashville, is what he told me. That was his intention. He felt and knew that the Predators would match it. But David Poile said to me...
But it worked out well in Montreal. Sorry, go ahead.
Exactly. And David Poile said to me, yes, he was hurt too. And so those emotions 4 years apart led to a difficult period between them. But they made up at Pekka Rinne's jersey retirement in February of 22, and they've been fine ever since, both say. And to your point, Shea Weber stressed this, that while the trade blindsided him and he was hurt, his time in Montreal was unforgettable. He was happy that it happened.
I was talking to David Poile about his induction, obviously, over the last couple of days, and he said something that's really special for him is he now joins his dad, because it was in 1990 that Bud Poile, who won a Stanley Cup with the Toronto Maple Leafs in the 40s, was inducted in 1990, and now 34 years later, he gets to join his dad in the Hockey Hall of Fame.